Welcome to my Snapchat and Instagram stories training. My name is Chanel. I own a social media marketing company, and I also do one-on-one business coaching with people from all over the world via Skype. So I help people create a jaw-dropping brand that attracts their ideal clients and to help them have a good online presence using social media and getting to grips with how you can use it to tell your story. So, as you may have seen, there's a lot going on the internet at the moment about Snapchat stories versus using Instagram stories. And maybe you haven't used Snapchat yet. Maybe you are a Snapchat convert and you're a bit worried about what's going to be happening. But a lot of people have been asking me to do a Snapchat training for the longest time. So here I am. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to tie it in with Instagram stories. So there's a few hacks that I want to teach you. Like if you really like all these filters, then maybe you want to know how you can use the Snapchat filters over on your Instagram stories. So I have a hack for you on how to do that. So I'm just going to go through some basics first of all on Snapchat, and then I'm going to show you the hacks and just basically how to use Instagram stories. So Snapchat, this is kind of the first page that you'll come to, is this one here. So don't get a big fright when you open up Snapchat and you see a picture of yourself. You can flip the screen as well. And this is the view from my balcony. I work from home, and I live in South Africa near Durban. That's the Indian Ocean. So I like to start off often at the beginning of the day. I usually take a nice picture of my view and just do that by pressing on the circle. And so there I have a picture of the view and then lay some text over the top. So the T at the very top there, I would say good morning. And then you can add some emojis for a little bit of fun. And then just click off there. So you've got this kind of option, or if you click the T again, you get various options that's left aligned or center aligned, which I kind of like. And then that can go up. You can move it around. Something else that you can do is you can use the pen tool and you can change the color if you drag your finger up and down. So the top right is the pen tool. Drag your finger up and down, find a color that you like, and then you can actually color in with that. Some people use a stylus, and then they can actually create art on Snapchat. I am not that artistic. I can create beautiful photos. I think I write pretty well, but I am not a drawer. But there are people out there who buy a stylus and then actually create art over here on Snapchat. So it's a good creative outlet too. You can even do something really simple like this, create yourself a little background, and if you don't like what you did, then you just hit that little back arrow which would erase it. So there we go. And then you would add that to your story. So on the bottom right hand side there's a little blue arrow. Click on that. Now Snapchat used to be where you could only send it to one person at a time, or you'd have to click on all the people in your list to send it to everybody. They then realized that that's what people wanted, so they created My Stories. So you just tick on My Stories and then you would press this arrow to add it to your story, and now you can see that it's adding it to My Story. So if you want to look at somebody's story, you click on their name. So let me just go back for a second there, swipe down to go back. Here are the few of the people that I'm following. Alex Beeden. If you are watching a story and you're kind of bored with the video you're on, you can just tap that video, and then I just said tap that. Tap the video and then it moves on to the next video. So make sure that you don't make your videos too long or too boring, because then people are just going to tap and go past it anyway. So swipe down if you want to go back. These are all the people that I follow. India Hicks, she was actually a bridesmaid at Princess Diana's wedding, and I was really excited because when I first started to follow her on Snapchat, I sent her a little message here, and she actually replied to me, which is kind of cool. So when people are newer on a platform, they might be more likely to respond to you even if they are world famous. So it's kind of cool, and it's always nice to have a little bit of fun with social media. Don't be too serious with it all. So speaking of not being too serious with it all, the way that you get those fun face filters, remember that we can learn to laugh at ourselves. We don't have to be serious all the time, depending on your brand. There are some big brands. Like a good one to follow is Bloomingdale's in New York. They do a really good story about a product or story about their department store. So go and look at them and see what they're doing if you are a product-based business. So click on your nose, just hold your finger down on your nose and you'll get that like grid, and then at the bottom you'll see all these little face things pop up, little face filters. I'm sure you've seen this one and gone, what the heck is that? But they are a little bit of fun. They'll change these up every day. They'll have new ones, and then there's some certain ones that they keep all the time. Like you'll always have this one. I think this one's a really popular one. You've probably seen that around on screen. This is quite a nice one because it kind of gives you a bit of a retouched look, and then you can do one where you can actually draw. So if you're good at drawing, you can draw something and then it will follow you around. So it's quite clever. And then there's like a face swap one that you can do with someone else, that kind of thing. Just really silly, having a little bit of fun. I like to do this to keep some of my stories interesting. So I'll record one bit of information with this one, and then I'll move on to a little bit more information with something like this. Or I could do one, whoa, I don't like that one, it's gross. Maybe something like this. Okay, so you can even talk about serious things. Put this on, it keeps the mind interested. People get bored very quickly, so you can kind of snap and do a little story, add it, do a little story, add it, and it just keeps things interesting, because people have a very short attention span these days online. So that's why I find them good. It's also good to show off a little bit of humor, a little personality, and it just shows that you're not too serious all the time. So that's okay, just turning that off. Yeah, I mean, it's not that intuitive to use a Snapchat. Like some of the swiping down, swiping around takes a little bit of time. So if I want to go from this screen and see, how many followers I have, etc., I'm going to click on the little ghost at the very top, and you can see there that's my snap code that I created. When you first open up your account, Snapchat will prompt you to create your snap code, and then people can actually add you via your snap code. So if you download this, on the top right hand side you can actually save that little snap code video to your camera roll. Then you can go over to Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, upload the video and say, hey guys, I'm on Snapchat, you can add me via my snap code. These little dots here, they are unique to your profile. So let's just go back. If I wanted to add someone, if I click on add friends, add by username, add from address book, add by snap code, if I had then downloaded your snap code and I clicked on that, they're giving me a little laugh out loud because that's my snap code. So if they had if I had downloaded your snap code, it would have picked you up, and if you are on Snapchat, add by nearby, add by username. So that's the different ways that people can add you on Snapchat. So the main thing so I've just swiped up to get back to this, and then swipe right to come here, which is all your stories, kind of like your Instagram feed. This is where you would come and see everybody that you're following and see their stories. One thing that to note is that it'll automatically, see I'm watching Inika Chu at the moment, and then what it's going to do is it'll just automatically move on to the next person in your list, which I find a little bit confusing sometimes, because you don't realize you're going onto somebody else's story. So I don't 100% like that, but that's okay. It's just a little nuance. It's not the easiest platform to get around. These ones here, like People Magazine, MTV, those are kind of featured stories. It's kind of like a news story platform type thing. And then anytime you want to download your video, you can click this little download button here and say, which is next to the 3 dots top right, download, save the story and say yes. Now it's going to save last 24 hours to my camera roll. So the stories get deleted every 24 hours, so they disappear. So if you want to keep your story and you want to post it on Facebook or something like that, you can download it. I've now got that, say, 2 to 3 minute story, which I did this when we did our road trip. We went down to the Eastern Cape recently, and every day I downloaded my 24-hour story because I wanted to share it with my family and friends. Now, I don't usually do this because going across platforms doesn't really work that well. Like, for instance, people on Facebook don't understand Snapchat that much, so it just feels really out of place, out of context. And also, the person you are on Snapchat may be slightly different to who you are on Facebook, or it's just sometimes it's weird, sometimes it's a different audience. But because I was creating videos of our road trip, it was interesting to my family and friends. I downloaded that 24-hour story and posted it up onto Facebook so you could see my photos and my videos from the trip. So it was interesting to them. If I was just talking about business kind of thing, it wouldn't be as interesting to my family and friends. So just make sure that if you are going to download your story and repurpose and put it up somewhere, is it interesting and relevant to the people that you are now sharing it with? So just keep that in mind. So I just want to show you another little hack. If you want to create a plain background, let's say you just take a quick photo like this, and then where you normally add your emojis, on the top, that little thing that looks like a post-it note, you click on that. And so let's say I want a red background. I would click on the heart, and then I just make it bigger. Come back. Where is it? Okay, click on the heart, and then just make it bigger. And now I have a red background. This is how to create plain backgrounds. So this is a nice hack. And then click on the T again, and there we go. So you can add a little emoji to that if you want to, something like this. I quite like ding. This is how to create plain backgrounds. You can move these around, and then if you go, oh, I actually don't like the ding, it's too much, I'm going to delete it. See if you move it up towards that little post-it note, turns into a rubbish bin, and then you can actually delete that emoji. There we go. So this is how Bloomingdale's do it. If you go and look at their account, that's how they create these plain backgrounds. Okay. So another nice thing that you can do on Snapchat, let's just show you this quickly now. If you take a picture, let's say, of the view, and then if you swipe to your left hand side, there's the time automatically comes up. It picks it up from your phone information. The temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, and then you've got, like, if you were driving and you were doing like a video of you driving, or you videoing something moving, it will give you the kilometers per hour. Just something little fun. Black and white, and just some kind of color filters here. So the color filters can be quite fun when you are telling a story and then you do like a little funny side note. I've seen that work really well. For instance, oh my gosh, did you know, there's a big helicopter going past now. This is going to ruin my video. So let's say that was my funny side note. Then I'm going to go and make that in black and white because it's visual storytelling. So if I made my funny side note in black and white, and then I carried on teaching, like this, then it's like a cutaway kind of thing. So you've got to imagine that you're producing a little story. Have some fun with it. Most of you guys are creative, so you can see when you watch other people's accounts, you can get little ideas like that, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I think that we've pretty much covered everything that you need to know in Snapchat. So just get used to the swiping left, swiping right. You can send people private messages. Bottom left hand side to get to the messages, and then bottom right, the 3 little dots to get to your kind of news feed. If you want to search for people, you pull this down, swipe down, and then do a little search for somebody, like, I don't know, let's see if Alicia Keys is on here. I have no idea if that's how you spell it, but if you were looking for somebody, let's see if Madonna's on here. Yep, she is. Who knows if that's really her, but let's just see. So that's how people add you by username over there. You have to know their username to add them. Okay. Actually, this is a really good guy to follow, M. Platko. He's quite a good storyteller. Somebody good to follow as well if you want to get some ideas. Okay. So I'm going to move on to Instagram stories, and then at the end I'm going to show you the hack on how to have your lovely Snapchat filters, which you click on your nose and pull in the filter. So if you want to have these cool Snapchat face filters, I'm going to show you that at the end. Yuck, I don't like that one. The one before. Okay. So remember, don't be too serious. It's all going to be okay. Here's another little tip just to show you on videos. I can't really show you properly here, but if you were driving, for instance, and you're driving down the road, and you want to speed it up, then what you would do is swipe right, and you see it speeds it up. I hope you like the sound effects. Or you can slow it right down and do slow motion. So that little snail is slow motion, and the little bunny rabbit is speeding things up. So that can be kind of cool when you're driving down the road and you want to speed up the journey and get on with like the storytelling element. When I was on my road trip, I did that a lot. Otherwise, slowing right down. This little section at the bottom there, often an area will have a special, like a little filter down the bottom that would say where you are, like Durban or Cape Town or San Francisco or whatever. That would appear down there where that little green smiley man is. But you're just swiping right, and you get these, time of day, temperature, kilometers per hour, and then these other filters which I've showed you. Now let's say I want to take a picture of my vision board. I'll take a picture on Snapchat, and on the bottom left hand side you can see there that it says the number 2 in a little circle. This is a great tip. Click on that. You can actually change the amount of seconds that it shows. So automatically it will show for 10 seconds, which in my opinion is far too long. I like to show my standalone photographs, not videos, for maybe 3 or 2 seconds. It depends what you're showing. If you want them to read stuff, then maybe have it for 3 or 4 seconds. But if it's just a picture, then I would have it for 2 seconds. And this way it keeps the reader or the person watching your Snap story engaged. So they want to move on from picture to video very quickly, because people don't have a lot of time these days. Attention spans get lost very quickly online, and so this is a great little tip to know about. Right. So let's go over to Instagram. So as you can see on Instagram, I've got over 5,400 followers. So what I noticed is that when I do a story here, a lot more people are seeing them. So this is my Instagram story. You can see 105 people viewed that one. So as you want to, if you want to click and skip over a video, just tap the screen. That works exactly the same way. So let's just have a little play here. Same thing where you can flip your screen bottom right. It's a little bit more of a simple platform. They don't have the face filters. You create a little video training all about Instagram stories. Let's just say I created that. Swipe right, they do have some filters like the black and white. They don't have as many options. You do have this little option here to draw something if you want to, but it doesn't follow your face like it does on Snapchat. So that's not kind of as advanced. Obviously this is newer. Maybe they're wanting to be simpler, because remember that it's an older audience. So if you want to download that clip, you can download it to your camera roll, bottom right. If you want to add it to your story, you click on the little tick at the bottom. Swipe down. Okay, now you can see here that I have created some videos over on Snapchat with those beautiful filters on it. So with Instagram stories, you can add any video clips to your Instagram story. Whoop whoop. So click on that, add it to your story, click on the tick button. So that's how you get around that sort of hack of not being able to have those cool face filters that you have over on Snapchat. If you want them, go to Snapchat, do your little snap story with your filter on, download the video and upload it to Instagram. It doesn't take that long, and then you can put the content on both platforms, because you maybe have a different following over on Snapchat than you do on Instagram. Maybe those filters aren't really that important to you. Maybe you prefer to have something that's a little bit more simple, a bit more grown up. Tell me if that's true. If you want to join my Facebook group, it's called Build Your Brand Online. And it's a free Facebook group for women entrepreneurs, and I can answer any of your questions that you have there, further questions about creating stories, how to use them for your business. My recommendation is to always give lots of value. Teach people something, give away really interesting information, so that at the point where you ask them to buy something from you, they already know you, they trust you, they know that your free information is that good, and so they want to then buy from you. For example, it can even work for, like, if you're a wedding photographer, make videos for brides. Sorry about the noise, but stories are real. That you don't get to edit them, you don't get to make them perfect. So just embrace that. Know that it's not a perfectly edited YouTube production. And yeah, so if you are, let's say you're a wedding photographer, you could be creating little stories that speak to brides, that teach them things, how to have the perfect getting ready shots, have a clean room, pick a room that's got lots of natural light. Know that as your wedding photographer, I might move your dress around. Just like teach them stuff. Another good topic as a wedding photographer could be the perfect wedding day timeline. How long does it take those photos? That kind of thing. And then maybe if, it depends what you do. Maybe you're a health coach, then you want to give health tips and information, and then maybe your offer could be, well, I come to your house, I go through your entire fridge, your entire grocery cupboard, I take you shopping, I show you what you can buy. So you've already been giving them some free tips, which of course they can go and do, but oh my gosh, like if I could have somebody to come here and do my grocery shopping once a week and know it's going to be healthy, organic, I would totally pay for that. I have no idea if anyone does that in this area. If you do, hit me up. So that's the thing, is like just give away free content. If you're selling something, like maybe you sell surfboards, then you've got to be more entertainment based, and you would have like your sponsored surfers. So my husband runs Unparalleled, which is like surf photography and creating content and videos and that for the surf industry. So it's like getting those sponsored surfers and telling their story and showing video and interviewing them, and I think the surf industry does this so well. We went down to the J-Bay Open recently, and just the social media around it, the like production value, the drones that they had. Like the actual content creation is amazing. Go look at the surf industry, see how they're doing it. What can you learn for your industry? Look outside of your industry and see what you can learn, and see what you can actually create for yourself, and just think outside of the box. I think that's really, really important. So I hope that you've enjoyed this training. Let's just go over to swipe right. So these are the stories all along the top here, and I really like it because now it's all these people that I'm already following on Instagram where I can go and look at their stories, whereas on Snapchat I just wasn't following that many people, so I wasn't seeing those people. Some famous photographers here, Lara Casey, she runs one of the biggest wedding blogs in the world, so now you're getting a little snippet into her life. I just think it's so, so cool. Really, really interesting development now to Instagram. So if you want to find me on Instagram, I'm at Sigerius Bruce on Instagram. So this is my profile here. This is me with my little girl Sahara. We just recently went on a road trip down the coast. Just the most beautiful place. Coffee Bay down in the Transkei. So I love to share pictures of myself and my family and my photography. I was a photographer, professional photographer for 8 years. You never lose that. So yeah. And this was me working, creating my newsletter. I can work from anywhere, which is really great. I love having my own business, and I love helping other people create businesses, learn how to market online, learn how to create a beautiful brand. So that's what I'm really passionate about, and that's where my experience lies. So tell me, do you prefer Snapchat or do you prefer Instagram stories? Do you miss the Snapchat filters? Are you going to use my little hack and steal the little filters, download the videos and take them over to your Instagram account? Or is that just too much hard work? Do you just want to keep it simple? I'd love to hear what your feedback is on that and what you're going to do. So yeah. Build your brand online. Let me just show you it. Quick hack here for you one more time. Make that nice and big. Facebook group is build your brand online. There we go. Da, da, da. I do love a good little hack. It's kind of fun. Bing. Okay guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it makes a little bit more sense now on how to use Snapchat and Instagram stories for your business.